Nancy Cordes is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nancy, Clinton has more than half the delegates she needs to win the nomination. I'm sure she would like to wrap this thing up. What does she need to do to close the deal on this?
She would probably need to win, Anne Marie, 4, I'd say, of the 5 states that are holding primaries today. Not only because then she would certainly end the night with more delegates, but she would also be able to say, look, Bernie Sanders says that the primary map is turning in his favor now as the states in the Midwest and the West start to vote, but he is just wrong. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. He's certainly in good shape. Both campaigns agree in Missouri at the very least, and both campaigns believe that he could pick up at least one more state, one really big state in the Midwest like Illinois or Ohio.
Nancy, if Senator Sanders pulls off an upset, but let's say he doesn't, the fact that he's raising money and he consistently continues to raise money, does that mean he can go all the way to the convention and drag this thing out?
Yeah, I mean, he can go all the way to the convention no matter what happens tonight. He could lose all 5 states, and he would still say that he wants to go on. And the interesting thing about the Democratic primary as opposed to the Republican primary is that the Democrats award their delegates proportionally. So even if he, let's say, loses in 3 states by just a point or 2, he could still end the night with nearly as many delegates as Hillary Clinton gets. And that, once again, would be a powerful argument for him that he should stay in the race. She will argue, on the other hand, that because delegates are awarded proportionately, that there's really no way that he can catch up in the delegate race unless he starts winning in some of these states by 60 and possibly even 70 points as these races go on.
Last week Sanders won in Michigan, totally contrary to what the polls had predicted, and that certainly gave his campaign a bit of momentum, a bit of a boost there. Is the Clinton campaign, is this something that they're considering? You mentioned Illinois, very similar to Michigan. Are they concerned about the impact he could have in the Midwestern states?
I think they are, and they're being much more cautious this week than they were last week. You know, none of them expected that Clinton was going to lose in Michigan. And even as the votes started to come in and it looked really like a squeaker, they continued to insist, no, she's going to pull off a win here in Michigan. We're sure of it. Well, that turned out not to be the case. And so this time around, they're really downplaying expectations. They're saying, look, she may not win a Midwestern state. She may not win any Midwestern states, but we still think that she's going to end the night with more delegates. And that is because they believe that even if she loses narrowly in all 3 Midwestern states, they think that she's going to win comfortably here in North Carolina. They think she'll win more than comfortably in Florida, which is a large state, more than 200 delegates up for grabs. So they think that they can really clean up in the delegate count in those 2 states.
All right, Nancy Cordes in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nancy, we'll be talking to you, I'm sure, throughout the day. Thanks so much.
Sounds great.